Group 1, finished. Introduction to reading staff notation with the right hand. Treble clef, the right hand side of the piano. And notes C and D, right near the two black keys. Not much difference. If you did, it's a sunny day, but black keys, they're a little bit higher than, not much difference in pitch, right? Very close. Now we need to balance that. And the balancing act with the piano is a little bit of right hand and a little bit of left hand. They're going to come together. Don't favour the right hand, the poor left hand won't know what to do. Right? We've got to be equal. So, the left hand, what does it do? It goes to the low octave, two black keys, and it also slides slightly to the left for the C and the D, the 3 and the 2, which is the same as the black keys. So, lo and behold, we're doing the same thing again. Right? But the left hand plays the bottom staff line, and the bottom staff line is in the low octave, so it's got a bass clef. So the low C is now positioning inside the staff. It's a second space from the bottom. And the D is the next line, right above it. Because the white keys go space, line, almost continuously. Right? So, and yet again, lines and spaces are the way to read the notes. Something happens to the stems. The stems in music can be complicated understanding. The best way to understand stem direction is basically all your stems are positioned according to where they are on the middle line. The middle line, the stem can go down or the stem can go up. All the ones above it will have the stem pointing down, and all the ones below will have the stem pointing up. Remember, this is the general rule. That's all I teach you. The reason for this is your eyesight is dictated by the stems. If you have the stems pointing out like this, then your eyesight is this far apart. If the stems are pointing in, your eyesight is reduced. And that helps you with the music reading. That is one of the reasons why the stems are all pointing towards the centre. So, there is no difference in pitch or any other quality between a stem pointing down and a stem pointing up. All it does is just positions the note according to where it is on the staff, pointing towards the middle. Right? My computer, the Sibelius, by default always does the stem pointing down. I mean, I can reverse it, I just click it and it goes up. Right? But it likes to go down. And a lot of composers like to use their Bs coming down. So you've got a choice. There is a consensus of how many people prefer to have the B going down. When you have a look at the D, same with the D in the bass. So, interesting, when it's a treble, it's called a B, that middle line. When it's a bass, unfortunately, do it again. Middle line is a D. But we don't have to know why at this stage. Why is it a D and why is the other one a B? That's outside our area of learning at the moment. We're doing the bass, so the bass middle line is a D. No question asked. You learn it. Question. Oh, there is a question. There you go, a question. We can overrule me if you like.
It's better coordinating reading the music and looking at the keys.
No, you don't look at the keys. Don't look at the keys. No. Not for what we're doing.
Once you get set.
Yeah, look. Once you go to play your C's and D's, you start with, right? Because we're not going to play the piano blindly, okay? So we don't have to find them. We look at them. Ah, there's the two blacks. That's how you find them. Slide them over, unless you can do it in your head. There they are. Put them on there. Leave your hand still. Don't move it. And when you play the note, don't go like that. Where is it? Then you've got to look down again. do little movements. You do big coarse movements. Of course, children will do that. They're going to lose it. Lose their notes, and they keep looking down there. They look down there, and they're going to look up there. Oh, where am I? I'm down here, and look up there. Keep it still. Follow that. Look at the note. Say the note if you have to. That's a D. D, or say the finger number if you want to. In fact, I'm looking at the wrong hand for that one. I haven't moved it over. And you position it and you follow the music because you're reading music. You can't read music if you look at your fingers. Then looking at your fingers. Where's the music? You learn. Well, it's not there. Then you've got to look back and forth. You've got to do twice as much looking. Does that answer it?
Yes, so eventually.
And then you say, well, how do I do it?
We can go for
What is the answer to that?
10 sheets.
Yeah, no, it could be. You don't know.
No.
Yeah, you've got to find out. This is your journey of learning. Right. Well, how do you do it? Simple answer, called practice. What's practice? Micro-study, over and over and over again. Find your C and D and practice doing them a few times without looking. Close your eyes. Well, if you can't do that, keep doing it. If you get sick of it, and you can't do it, 10 minutes later I'd say, find yourself another instrument. Piano's not your instrument. Right? I can assure you, you're not going to spend hours getting two fingers working on the same keys over and over and be able to look up there. I mean, you can close your eyes and play. It sounds like a daunting task. It is not. Not with what I'm teaching you. Try some other methods. You might have to start looking at your fingers. Why? Well, they might start teaching you something like and look up there and do all that. You're joking? It's too hard. Oh, too many fingers, too many notes. Right, got to look. What? If I teach you this. That without looking. Hey, I can't even do it as a guitarist. I have to look. That's it. I can't. That would take hours and hours and hours of learning over years and years to be able to accomplish things like that. Look. But we're not doing that. We're doing Pieroni's One Small Frog. Much more modest. Down to earth, easy to understand. Right. If you want to play Yankee Doodle, play a few little tricks by ear. There are a lot of methods out there. The vast majority, 99.9% of them, are all teaching you how to play Yankee Doodle in one lesson. Right. And if that's all you want to learn, then go ahead and surprise everybody with how well you can play. You won't be able to read. And soon you won't be able to sight read at all. You won't even understand what it means to sight read. It's a skill that takes a while. But we know how to read. We did it since we were children. We've got an idea of how to read. The secret is do a lot of reading. Nothing else. Do a lot of reading. And it has to be easy. Right? Don't start reading big words before you can read the word cat. Any teacher will tell you that. You start small and you start building up. That's exactly what we're doing. Starting with very gradual development. We have to mature musically in what we do. No pretentious playing with pieces. Because, oh, look how skillful I am. But I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I can't read. What are you doing? Imitating. Pieroni method is not imitating. Lesson's almost over and we're up to page 43. And we've just had a look at the bass clef, the bass C's and D's, and it's repeating what the right hand did. Yes, do this in the left hand. So what do? We combine the two hands separately first so we can see the difference between the treble and the bass. It's a sunny go with the right hand, page 44. Doing C's and D's in the treble. Then we have to now think bass, left hand. We've got to do a conversion. Do the conversion first. Then, after the conversion, jump into the pool. It's a Sunny Day can be done in octaves, again using the white keys. Why is Pieroni doing octaves? This exercising that part of you. Fingers are no good if the brain doesn't know what it's doing. True? What? The fingers got a life of their own? No, there's no brain there, sorry. No brain stem. There's no control. The control's up there. And you have to control one hand with the other hand. You have to know what your hands are doing. Think about one hand first, think about the other, and then try and think about them together. But when you read two hands, how can you read two hands at the same time? You can't. Try and say two things at the same time. You can't. You follow one hand and the other hand joins it. One is active and one is an awareness. So you have an awareness of octaves. They're both on the left hand side, both on the right hand side. There's no thinking of the left hand, it just joins in. You know what it is because you've been exercising and reading it. When it goes with the right hand suddenly takes over. And the left hand just joins in. Right? No, it's a trick. And you look at one hand, the right hand, and you follow what the right hand's doing, and the left hand just goes with it. That's one art of reading music. You don't look at both hands, you don't read both hands. You look at one hand and the other hand, you know what it's doing because you've been looking ahead. And the head, when you do it's a sunny day, is you look at this, that's octaves. So that's looking ahead. So I'll get an octave position ready, follow the right hand notes, and I know the left hand's doing it. Acquired knowledge. Pieroni just told you. It's a trick. A lot of learning is to do with little tricks. You have to know what the tricks are. It's an acquired knowledge, it's acquired skill. It's like I've taught you how to do relaxed wrist curve. I've taught you how to rest a certain way. You take it or leave it. You don't want to do that, then go back, go home and just have all stiff like this and don't make any movements and do it your own way. And no one's going to stop you. I won't. No? But when you think about what you're doing in this course, you're paying for your lessons. I suggest do what I'm doing and learn. And then at the end of 8 weeks, then decide if I knew what I was saying. Whether you know how to play piano and whether you can then keep learning it and you've got a foundation. Because without a foundation, you're going to go to another teacher and you'll start right there. You learn anything, just learn how to play Yankee Doodle with a few tunes. You want to learn to read music? You want to learn to play the piano? Then you decide how you want to do it. If you think that this is the course that you want to do and you want to learn to sight read, not just read, but sight read, it's a very good skill to have. And you want to learn the piano and you want to keep going perhaps, then start treating it a little bit seriously right from the start. And you'll find that this journey that you're going to start taking is going to start opening up a big window that you've never realised before. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm opening up a window of music. Right? But for many adults has been closed for whatever reason. You've got to keep in mind, why are you learning the piano at your age? Is what people will say. Why? It's a point. The point is, I was interested in wanting to do music, never had the opportunity. I had a bad experience. Learned piano many years ago, I couldn't understand one thing. Of course I could play. I could play Mozart. My teacher took me to 8th grade. And I could do all that. And I got an A for grade 3. I can't read any of it. Can't understand it. Can't sight read. I don't know what it's all about. Forced feeding, I call it. Right? I'm not going to do any force feeding because to do 45 pages, you're going to do it on your own. You think I'm going to get you to memorise any of this? No. After 45 pages, watch out. And I suggest come next week and you'll see what's going to happen. And you'll be sight reading in no time. Okay? So, good luck to you.